Today we're breaking down one of the most misunderstood bypass techniques in lock picking, top shimming. Okay, there it did. If you have ever wondered how professional lock pickers slip past a padlock without picking a single pin, this is the full step-by-step guide. Hello, welcome back to Lock Lab 101. What we're doing today, we're doing a demonstration and a talk through of how to top shim. So let's get at it. So top shimming is possible because of the locking mechanism on the shackle. Okay, so when you look at a lock, here's two different locks, and you can see the difference. Okay, so this lock has a half moon shape, and what that half moon shape is secured with is a ball bearing. That ball bearing right there. Okay. This lock doesn't have a half moon shape. It has like a catch, and it's secured by, well, that catch right here. Okay, and that catch is sprung loaded. It's sprung loaded, pushing out, and that is what allows lock pickers to bypass using shims like this. So why can't we top shim a lock that has ball bearings? Well, normally, or a very, very high percentage of the time, when the lock has ball bearings, there's an actuator on the far end of the key cylinder that pushes those ball bearings out, and there's no spring in it. So if I go ahead and, so you can see there's not really, if a lock doesn't have spring tension, probably has ball bearings. Unlike like this lock here, and then you can see there's spring tension in it. Not all the time, but that's a pretty good indicator that the catch or the locking mechanism for the shackle is being pushed out by a spring. So with ball bearings, it's normally an actuator that fills up that space between the two ball bearings, pushing those ball bearings into the half moon shape of the shackle. Just like it's pushing the ball bearings into these two half moon shapes. See if you can see that. If it was only spring tension keeping those ball bearings there, well, you'd just be able, with the right amount of force, you'd just be able to pull this open. Okay, which sometimes is the case, but like an example with this Yale, and this is a Yale 120/60. Okay, if you pull up on the shackle, this flat spot right here will keep it, the latches pushed out, and you won't be able to pull it up. So what we do is essentially we put this in between the shackle and the lock body, put it down like that, and then we just cover up, pushing, we cover up that slot, and what that does is it pushes that catch away from the shackle, and if you do it on both sides, then you're able to pull the shackle open. Sometimes it's easier than others. We're going to see how easy it is, or if it's even possible with this Yale. The challenge is getting enough space, or having enough space in between the shackle and the lock body right here and right here. Okay, so we can't just put this in here and push down. What we need to do is come over from the side, push it all the way down like that, and then what we want to do is rotate it so it's like this now. We want to rotate it to cover up that cutout in the shackle, pushing that latch away from the shackle. So see, that's one half. We got to do the other. And once you put one in, the other one gets a little bit harder because it's filling up that space there. Okay, so we get it down, and what we want to do is rotate it around, pushing that latch away. See if we can do it. Sometimes if you can't do it one side, you can come over on the other. Okay, so right now I'm buttered up against the latch, and it's just, well, it's hard. So what I can do, try it one more side from the other side. Okay, so right now I think both of those shims are pushing the latch out. Now what may happen sometimes is that shim will come in here and it will curl up into the latch on the shackle. But let's see if this worked. Okay, there it did. All right, let's see if we can do it like this. So as that comes in, it just pushes it over, and you see how that just, okay. All right, well, there you have it. With two, 5-cent pieces, you can bypass the key in this and similar locks like that. So what are these shims? Okay, so shims come in several different sizes. I get mine mainly through like Southford. I'll order in bulk, and they come in 3 different sizes. In Southford they come in 4 sizes: A, B, C, and D. A's are the smallest, like that, pretty small, and then D's are the biggest. And the length and the size is the length and the radius. So here's two different. Here's an A and a D, and you can see the difference there. Okay, put these back in the D because those were D's that I used on this, and I used that because it was a large shackle. In the past, I've also bought them like this. Okay, this is a set, so I don't want to open it because I'm not going to open it. But this comes with A's through D's. Probably, I don't know, maybe 20 in here or something. All right, so these are the 2 different ways you can find shims or order shims. They're a pretty good tool. Not all locks are susceptible to top shimming, but some of them are. And you know that if there's springy tension like that, chances are it's probably susceptible to top shimming. Okay, well that's all I have for you today. I hope you learned something and got something from it. If you did, please consider watching my other videos, like and subscribe, and as always, thank you very much.